I can't remember what we were talking about. I can remember the sounds of our whispers. I remember we were talking quietly because it must have been around midnight or thereabouts, and we didn't want to make noise in the house. And once again, I can hear our little whispers. We were probably talking for about 15, 20 minutes maybe, and with no fanfare, with no introduction, with no sound, with no warning, a full adult-sized skeleton walked out of my room, walked down the hallway about 7 feet past my sister and I, turned back towards us, bent down, and screamed at us. Ah! Roberta and I, shocked, out of our little minds, we began screaming. Ah! We jetted and ran down the hallway, turned left, ran through the living room, ran screaming into our parents' room, leaping into the air and landing on our parents. There's a ghost! There's a ghost! My poor parents. I remember my father calming us down. I remember my mother and father both going into the hallway and looking around to guarantee us that there was nothing there. And certainly the skeleton that had appeared to us was not there, was not found. It took them a couple hours, but we ended up going back to our bedrooms and going to sleep. As the years went by, my sister and I, from time to time when talking on the phone, my sister would say to me, or I'd say to her, "Did it really happen?" Yes, it really happened. And it happened to her and I. And it was so fresh and so true that every time we question it, we're there to corroborate each other's story. We know that it happened. One interesting side note on all of this, I have a recollection that was refined in the ensuing years, and that was that when the skeleton leaned over and screamed, its eyes lit up simultaneously, as if it was on kind of a rheostat, a dimming setting of some kind, or switch. I remember looking into the skeleton's eyes and seeing what I could identify as a filament inside of a bulb. So even though this was not a mechanical device, this was not a puppet, this was not a bunraku, this was a metaphysical being frightening little children. But I will never forget that looking into its eyes, I understood that the eyes were made of light bulbs that were igniting. Interesting, very interesting. We'll be right back.